Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CPS Reports, and we are back with another fight preview. This time we are doing UFC 305 Du Plessis versus Adesanya live this Sunday, 18th of August at 4 a.m. South African time. With me breaking down this fantastic card is none other than my man, AD. How's it going, broski?
What's happening, bruh? The week is upon us. The biggest week of the year,
It
bruh.
is
This is
fight
bigger
week.
than Christmas.
It's a very big event for us South Africans for sure. Because he's doing big things, putting our flag on the map. But before we get to that one, we'll take our time nice and slowly going up the card, giving brother Jedi some time to join us a bit later if he gets that chance. So AD, we will obviously take it from the featured bout that opens up the card for us, that opens up the main card for us. And that is the Leech. Let me bring this guy up here. The Leech, Li Jingliang taking on Carlos Prates, and like a fantastic fight to start us up with because we've seen a good name in Lee, the Leech coming back after a 2 year layoff, taking on an up and coming fighter who I haven't really seen too much about one, but watching some tape on this guy, he looks very dangerous. Good kickboxing, brilliant knees, um, good established length with his boxing as well. So he's got good range, 6'1" in this welterweight division. That's really good of him. He's got a record of 19 wins and 6 losses, 14 wins by KO, 3 wins by submission, and 8 first round finishes. So this guy goes in hard. Average fight time of 6 minutes and 41 seconds. I think the UFC did well to bring this guy onto the card. I mean, I think he came from the contender series as well. This is Carlos Prates. So you can also tell he's on a good fight win streak. He's currently undefeated in his first 2 fights in the UFC. It's only been 2 so far. Lee coming off, I think he lost against Chimaev lost. So this is his comeback fight. Also a fantastic record of 19 wins, 8 KOs, 8 losses, sorry, 10 wins by KO, 4 wins by sub, 7 first round finishes. Both these guys are going there and look to end fights. Lee does wrestle a little bit more. I'm not sure if he's going to be utilizing that in this fight, but worried to see. I'm kind of keen to see what would he implement. This is Li Jiang now. What would he implement in this kind of fight? Because I think he's taking this opportunity. You know what I mean? Quite massive opportunity for him. So I think he's going to come in hot and look to put Lee out probably in the first 2 rounds with his established boxing. How do you think this fight plays out, Eddie?
Yeah, so like you said, Lee coming back of a long layoff and he's coming up against someone who looks really hungry. But I've also haven't seen too much of him, but what I
Hmm.
have seen, he's fast, bro. He's very fast, and like you alluded to, he's got really good knees up the middle, which he looks for like with quite high frequency. So that's like one of his
Yes.
big weapons. So yeah, I don't like the way it's looking for Lee. Unfortunately, I think he's gonna be too slow, and I think that the ring
Mm,
rust is gonna be too much for him to come back and face
yeah,
someone who's like fighting at this level. And
absolutely.
yeah, I think the speed is gonna be the key difference. And yeah, I think Prates is
Mm.
gonna probably finish him in the second round. I mean, that's what the stats would suggest, right? 6 minutes average fight time. So
Great time. Yeah,
looking for a second round finish here, I think, for Carlos Prates.
yeah, I think so too, and I think he can get it done either way, whether it's striking or submissions. I mean, he's got a very good striking accuracy of 53%. And there's the thing, like Lee has in the past gotten his wins via smashing guys up the cage, shooting for double legs, getting them down, and using some ground and pound, maybe getting a knockout in boxing exchanges. But his boxing is not necessarily the most crisp. I think he might be on a bit of a disadvantage in terms of the boxing here, especially because I think Carlos is, like you say, he's faster. And also the one thing, if Lee does look to sort of have initiate grappling exchanges, Carlos has got an 80% takedown defense. And obviously, like, the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu guys
Yeah.
are quite difficult to take down. So I'm with you on that one. What does the bookies say on this one, 80? If you were to bet on this one, I know you said Carlos second round, probably knockout. But what,
Mm.
what does the bookies give us?
Yeah, I mean, Prates is starting as an overwhelming favorite here, 1.29. So yeah, I mean, that says all that needs to be said. Yeah, I think like you alluded to, Lee, you'd
Yeah.
probably have to try and make the most of his wrestling, but like you said, might be barking up the wrong tree with Carlos having
Yeah.
an 80% takedown defense. So I
Mm-hmm,
really don't
mm-hmm.
see any way that Lee's going to get the job done here. So yeah,
Yeah.
Carlos Pratt is overwhelming favorite, rightfully so, and yeah, I look for him to get the job done by TKO in the second round for me,
In the
like I said.
second round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it happening as well. I definitely see a TKO finisher, or even just a nice a flash knockout. Because Lee does have a tendency to press forward quite aggressively, and I think he's a little outreached in this fight in terms of boxing length.
Yeah,
So
he is
yeah,
quite
Carlos for
durable
sure.
though. Lee. I
He's
think
durable.
before Max knocked him out, I think he wasn't like finished too many times before that by KO. So that's why I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
TKO. But yeah, definitely not gonna go the distance. I don't think.
Well, let's hope that the fight kicks off the main card with a banger, and we see a top kind of finish in that fight. But we keep it moving. The next fight that takes place, we see a massive one going down between Tai Tuivasa and Jairzinho Rosenstrike. And we were just talking about these fighters, I think 2 weeks ago. We were like, oh, where are these guys? Remember, you were saying, what happened to Rosenstrike? Where's Biggie Boy? Where's Bam Bam?
Yeah,
And now, well, here we go. We got the two of them lined up to throw down this weekend. And I think both guys are looking to almost establish themselves back in the top five, maybe top six again. I mean, they're just outside it, so I think a win for either one of them will get them up the ranks, nice and cleanly. Both guys coming off, if I'm not mistaken. I think Taito Ivas is on quite a losing streak.
yeah,
Let me just see. 4-fight losing streak. So he lost to Cyril Gan, Pavlovich Volkov, and Marcin Tybura. The thing is about these two fighters, both of them have lost to the top of the food chain in this division. So it's like this you could argue is like almost like a second coming for both these guys to take a shot at the division again. Rosenstrike, very very polished kickboxer. He's got a fantastic record, 14-5, 13 wins by KO, 9 first round finishes, and he's number 12 ranked heavyweight. And one would argue that he would be the more, like I said, the more polished striker, so you would kind of tip it in his favor. But we know Taito Ivasa makes the fights very dirty, and he gets it into that street style of boxing, and it works in his favor quite often. He's ranked a little bit higher, and he desperately needs a win. Like I said, there's a 4-fight losing streak, so he desperately needs this win. He's got 12 first-round finishes, so both these guys look to end fights within the first 2 rounds. No one really wants to go further than that. So for this one, AD, how do you think this fight ends? I know I alluded towards a KO, but like, who do you think gets that KO and
I
which
mean,
round?
these are the heavies, bro. So somebody's going to sleep, as they say. It's an interesting one. It's actually the one fight that I'm a bit reluctant to bet on, to be honest with you.
Are you serious?
It might be because I really like Taito Ivasa and like I just ran his bars and
Mm,
so
mm.
he's like got a soft spot in my heart, I guess we could say. So it's a bit of an emotional one. I was
Yo.
watching some tape on Rosenstrike,
Mm.
and what I did see is that a lot of his finishes come when people are coming into him.
Yes.
So he
Yeah.
catches guys coming in. He's got very good timing in that
Counter.
regard.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a factor because obviously we know that Ty is going to try and close distance, get inside, and
Yes.
do damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might be playing into Rosenstrike's strengths.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that might be something interesting to look out for.
Mhm.
Rosenstrike does start as the favorite, um,
Yeah.
which I mean I don't know what to make of that. Like you said, both of these guys are on a slide.
Yes.
So just to kind of give it back to you, would you agree
Yeah.
with that? Rosenstrike starting as the favorite?
Well, I mean, I'm with you on that one. I've also got a little bit of a soft spot for Taito Ivasa, but I do
I
think
mean,
those
how
like is
can
a
you
big.
not, bro? You know,
So tell me what do you want? What do you want? Now for real,
FTA, bro.
he's a super cool dude. Very fun
Yeah,
to watch. He makes the fights very nice and dirty. He gives a lot of the heavyweight guys tough times. Um, in this fight in particular, I do think Rosenstrike is a little bit more of a traditionally polished fighter, but this is MMA and not necessarily kickboxing. He also, between the two guys, Rosenstrike did win his last fight, and they were still in this year in 2024. Um, so you would argue that maybe he's got the better form. but I mean, this is heavyweights. Any guy can get punished, and there's just like we've seen him fall. We've seen him fall from like some simple jabs, deep kicks, puts him down, and Taito Ivasa brings the game. And I think he's what what for me why I don't think Rozenstruik is the out and out favorite here is because between the two fighters, Taito Ivasa is most likely to put himself in the line of fire to win. So he will take a shot to get a shot. And whereas Biggie Boy, he's not willing to do that. He's willing to sit in the outside and time, like you said, time his shot, which is very elite. But how is he gonna put that? How is Biggie Boy gonna be able to? My question is, what is he gonna do after he hits a step back and throws a counter and that doesn't actually work, and then ties up and closes the distance and now you in ties world. You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
happens then?
That's kind
Um,
of a that's what it might just come down to, in that situation. Kind of, it's me or you kind of thing. Like either I'm
yes,
gonna close the distance here, or you're gonna catch me
yeah,
coming in. And I think
yeah,
I got a feeling it might come down to that because, like I said, I was watching the tape of Rosenstruik, and
hmm,
again, a lot of his finishes come from Oaks coming in and him catching them. And
hmm,
yeah, so yeah, definitely something worth looking at there. So yeah, I mean, with that said, I think I can understand Rosenstruik being the favorite,
yes, yes,
but I don't think that's enough, man, to give him that kind of,
absolutely.
you know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think it's
agree with it
enough
either.
to, yeah,
Another thing to add to that also is that Taito Ivasa has recently started using calf kicks to his arsenal, which sets up his hands
mm,
really well. And I don't think Taito Ivasa is gonna be that kind of fighter where he's just gonna go reckless abandonment. And he's not necessarily the kind of person that looks to outpoint people and fight for 15 minutes or
yeah,
however the long the
definitely not.
fight's gonna be. He wants to go, balls to the wall for the first five. If it doesn't work, he's gonna look to survive the second round. Maybe get wind back and then go again, last push kind of thing. That's what he's
Mm,
like known to do, or how his fights sort of play out. Whereas Biggie Boy, he either finishes or he gets finished. It's also there's no really three full 15 minutes. So I'm gonna tip it towards Ty. I think he's gonna be a little more calculated. I think he knows the threat of that Biggie Boy can outpoint him, so he's gonna have to apply the pressure and almost keep Biggie Boy moving backwards as much as he can. And if he can do that, he gets Biggie Boy fighting on his terms and his exchanges, and that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
mm.
towards Ty on that one.
Yeah, I just think another factor might be because I think if I remember correctly, in the past when Thai fights in Australia, the pressure kind of gets to him a little bit and he doesn't perform. I don't think he's won in
Mm.
Australia. I mean, I'm speaking under correction here, but recent memory kind of suggests that he hasn't really won in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think that might be a factor. Let's see how he handles that.
Yo, that's interesting. I wouldn't, but it is a factor for sure. You're fighting in your home turf. It's definitely going to add pressure, and there's nothing you can actually. There's nothing that any athlete can do about it when you're on your home turf. It just adds that
Yeah,
because now you
it
have to
could
perform.
it could go one of two ways, of course. Like it could be like the difference between winning and losing in a positive
Mm.
way, but also it could kind of be a bit overwhelming. So yeah, again I was very hesitant to place a bet on this fight. So
So
I
you
think
didn't
I'm
place
gonna
one on.
stay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay on the fence, bro. It's nice and comfortable here.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, let us in the comments who do you pick in that one because that's potentially could be one of the fights of the night for sure. He's the heavyweights throwing down Taito Ivasa and Jorginho Rosenstrike. Okay, we move on for what I think might be the fight of the night. 80. Let me bring it up on screen. There's Matthäus Gamrot taking on Dan Hooker, and both these guys come in hard. Dan Hooker looking to get himself back up there. I mean, I think he beat Jalen Turner in his last fight with a broken arm. Ranked number 11 in the lightweight division. He's got 23 wins, 12 losses, 11 wins by KO, and 7 wins by sub. 12 first round finishes. And he's got a very, very good takedown defense at 81%, which I think is going to be quite. I think it's going to be put in the test in this fight, considering the fact he's taken on someone that's got a 91% takedown accuracy in Matthäus Kamarok. So we're going to see a good stylistic
Next
matchup
level,
here.
bro.
Oh my word, it's insane. And we know one thing about Dan Hooker is he comes to put guys away. He comes to fight at all costs. Like I said earlier, he fought with a broken arm and still won the fight. Um, I want to ask you about this one. How do you think it plays out? Because Mateusz Gamrot is my dark horse for this lightweight division. I think he can go in there and get that title, but he's gonna have to go through the Hangman first. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I would agree with that, bro. Camera, I think is going to be too much for Uka on the night. I don't think he's going to be able to handle his wrestling, his pace.
Mm,
I
mhm,
think if it stays on the feet, Uka might have a chance, but I don't see it staying on the feet, unfortunately, for Dan Uka. So,
mhm.
yeah, I think I actually kind of feel like Mateus might make it look a little easy, bro. I think it's going to be a very
Whoa,
difficult night for the city kickboxing
whoa,
boys in general, bro. So,
whoa! Big calls, hot
yeah.
takes out here. Hot takes out here. You put the
Yeah,
marketing to
bro.
save that there.
So yeah, I'm actually feeling like Mateus is gonna make this look quite easy, bro. He's
Mhm,
gonna take
mhm,
him down. He's gonna establish dominance. He's gonna pound on
mhm,
him. And
mhm.
yeah, I think by the if it makes it that far, by the middle of the second round, Danuka is not gonna want to be in there anymore, bro. So yeah, I think
Woo!
I think Mateus to make it look easy because if I look at Uka's history as well,
Yes.
whenever he's come up against high caliber opponents,
Mhm,
he's
mhm.
always fallen short. And I think Mateus is just on that level that
Yes.
Uka's unable to get to. So Mateus to win. Um,
Mhm.
and I got a feeling he's gonna make it look easy. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. It's difficult to disagree, but I really like Dan Hooker. I think he can beat anyone. I really think that he can on his night. But when he has lost, like you say, he's lost to the guys who challenged for a title or are champions, and that's like you say, it's just outside of that elite level. As for Mateusz Gamrot, ranked number 5 in the lightweight division, won 8 of his last 9. The one loss, and I think that was against what is this? I'm getting messages from Jedi. Yeah. Oh no, that's solid. He says he's gonna join. Yeah, he says he's gonna
Okay.
join. um, yeah, only one loss in his last 9, and like you said, the pace of his grappling and how intensities and beating fighters like Dos Anjos, Ziev, Stevens, Tsarukian. Like, oh, he lost against Body.
Sarukian, bro. He beat
Lost,
Sarukian. That's
yeah,
mental, bro. That was a
yeah, man.
controversial result, though, bro. I
It
watched that
was,
fight last night actually, and I thought that
yeah.
yeah, it was very close. I was edging it for Sarukian,
I
but again,
did,
it
I did
depends
on
on
the
how much
night.
value you put in on the takedown.
I was edging towards Tsarukian on the night. And then, but they gave it to but they gave it to Mateusz Gamrot. It's that close to the fight was that close.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yes, brother Jedi. Welcome, brother Jedi. Just on time. The man is. I'm gonna mute him for now. Oh,
There's
there
the
he
man,
is.
the man, them, Papa
Uh,
Jetson,
Papa
Yo,
Jetson, yeah.
Coach Jetson.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You just in time. We're on the Mateusz Gamrot and Dan Hooker fight.
hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Sorry, bro, I forgot, and my phone was on silent.
Oh, it's all good, dude. We haven't even gotten to Dricus yet,
Yeah,
and we waited you for that one. So,
I should
so
have
don't
said to
worry.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you starting
But
from backwards?
yeah, just to give you the
Yeah,
time to join, man.
we wanted to
Okay,
save the
cool.
Dricus fight for when you came, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, exactly. But we're on the Dan Hooker and Mateusz Gamrot, which is a
Okay,
banger of a fight for sure. This could be the one that also has a fight of the night. Or I'm looking at the potential finish. If there's a finish, Dan Hooker. If there's a Uh, actually, no, not Dan Hooker. If there's a finish, I'm going to give it to Mateusz Gamrot. I think he comes in the better form. He's an elite fighter. He's on the tear. I think he's one win away from the title shot. Jedi, since you walked in now, give us your thoughts, both myself and ADR on Mateusz for this one. What do you say?
Hmm. Nah, I gotta go with my brother Dan the Hangman, bro. He's like
Whoa!
a old school favorite for me. So yeah, nah, I'm gonna go with Dan. I have to go with my boy Dan.
That is that
Plus,
just
I
because
feel like
you is that
in
just because you
Sydney
like
that
him?
Surprise
yeah,
emotional.
yeah,
Just making
Exactly.
emotional decisions here,
It's
bro.
an emotional decision,
Exactly.
yeah. Basing
You
it on
never, bro. You never
performances.
know. Dan has surprised me before on a few occasions, so I feel like I gotta go with my guy. It's
Mhm.
like, why would I also support Dricus against Easy? Because I absolutely believe he can win. So the same reason here with Dan.
You can
My thing
absolutely
is though,
believe that,
bro,
Dan.
if you look at, I was saying just before you joined, if you look at Dan's fight history,
Mhm.
Mm.
right? Whenever he's come up against really elite guys, he's always fallen
You,
short, right? So for example, right, Michael Chandler he lost,
Mhm.
Arnold Allen he lost, Jalen Turner he
Yeah.
lost.
he beat Jalen Turner.
No, he beat it. Yeah, he beat Argentina.
Oh, sorry, he beat Jalen Turner. So Arnold Allen,
Mm,
Islam Makhachev, obviously,
yes.
Dustin Poirier,
Yeah.
and yeah. So pretty much whenever he gets to like a top five guy,
Mhm.
or let's say top seven, he always seems to fall short. And I was saying that I think that Mateus is going to be up there, so he's on that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. At the
So
moment, I think Mateus is that. I agree with AD. He's on that level. He's had a
because
fantastic year.
he's beaten guys on that level,
Yes.
Gamrot. So
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't look good for
Future
for
champ.
me.
Future champ right there.
Possibly,
I'm
yeah.
telling you. If he
Possibly, yeah.
wins this fight, he can definitely make a call in for the winner between Sarukin and Islam. But okay, Jedi, keeping it strong for
Okay,
Dan
go
the
on.
Hangman. I'm glad there's at
Dan the
least one.
Hangman, bro.
There's at least one
Don't
person
sleep,
that's
Oaks.
look. I agree with Jade, dude. This one thing about Hangman is that if you don't put him away, you can bet that he's gonna come and put you away. You know what I mean? He's not gonna just fight for points. He's gonna look for that finish all the time, and that's what makes him very very dangerous.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
think the
But
wrestling's gonna nullify any of his threat.
I think he's
So
gonna fucking choke this guy out, guillotine choke, before he first eats a couple of knees from Dan the Hangman.
we'll see,
that's
bro.
that's potential. That could be a potential finish for Dan. Eh? He could get that knee in, and there you go,
Yeah, and
flash
that's
knockout.
always possible, yeah, but
And he's slick with that
not
knees.
likely for me, bro.
It's
It's
always
not likely.
possible.
I mean, it's always possible even one shooting a lot for you to catch him with that
Mm.
knee coming in, but not for me, bro. Cameron's too high
Okay.
level.
He is, he is.
Okay.
But okay, boys, we keep it moving. That's a fight. That's for sure. It's a pick 'em. So ADI, yeah, so that's your bets on that one, eh? You betting on camera, or you didn't
Yeah.
make a bet. on that
Well, I would say as a betting man, and I am a betting man. But there's Cameron.
Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving then, boys. Co-main event. Here we go. Kai Kara France taking on Steve Usyk. It's the neighbors taking each other on. We got the New Zealander taking on the Australian. And what a good co-main event. I think the UFC did well in putting this fight together. I do think Kai Kara France may be on the back foot because of how long he's been out due to that concussion. Steve Usyk proved that he can hang after going 5 rounds with Mentoja, and one would argue that he was he was close to winning that fight if he had just maybe had survived the grappling exchanges in that last round, but he didn't. Unfortunately, he shot the takedown and gave up and gave the advantage to Mentoja. By coming into this one, he looks to get himself back on it. Only I think 3 or 4 fights really in the UFC, so it's very young career in the UFC. But nonetheless, he's got a very good record. Only lost twice, 12 wins, and he's slick all around. Very good boxing, like we were talking about the last time, and we actually saw it. He's very good at having crisp technique and very good at scrambling and looking for submissions. Kai Carter France, for me, is maybe got a little bit more power than Steve Usyk, but a little bit more reckless. I think he takes shots where he shouldn't really take shots, and we saw in the losses he has taken when he's taken on the two Brandons. They showed how to beat him. Just fell short a lot, like we are talking about Dan Hooker, just outside of that elite level. I think Kai Kara France is just out of that level. But let's see. This is an opportunity for him to change it. Let's see what happens. I'm on the fence on this one, to be quite honest. Um, maybe just a bit towards Steve Usyk because I think he's a bit of a more cleaner MMA fighter. But what do you guys think? AD, what's your thoughts on this one?
So like I said, bro, I think it's gonna be a long night for the City Kickboxing boys, bro. And
Mm.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with Usyk here. Um, Simply because similarly to Dan Hooker,
Mm-hmm.
whenever Kai Kara France has come up against the high level guys, he's always fallen short. I
Mm-hmm.
think Usyk showed that he can compete amongst those guys, and like you said, arguably beat Pantoja. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think his level's just going to be too high for Kai Kara France.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not completely ruling Kai Kara France out though,
Nope.
but
Nope. Not at all.
I think like you kind of alluded to also, Usyk is the more well-rounded fighter. So
Mm.
yeah, I think likely a decision here for Usyk.
A decision.
Yeah,
Okay. So you don't think
it's
it's a
three
finish
it's
in this?
three rounds, right?
Yes. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure because we've been seeing of late that the co-main events are having 5 rounders. I think it might be a 5 rounder considering that it's a title eliminator.
Yeah, that would probably affect how I see the result going. But I definitely see Usyk to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gave a very good showing of himself against Pantoja.
Yeah.
Cara France also been out for quite a while now, I think.
A year, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just over a year.
Yeah, so again, ring rust might be a factor here. Usyk's been
Mm-hmm.
competing with the top guys. Well, one
Mm-hmm.
top, the champion. And yeah, so yeah,
Mm.
I think he's gonna have enough on the night here for me, and he does
Yeah.
start as a favorite according to the bookies. So
Well, there you
yeah,
go. There you go. What do you think, Jada? Is AD onto something there, or do you think Kai Carter France comes
Yeah,
in
I
and
think so too,
brings out the
bro.
dog?
I think Kai Kara France, he's been out for a while, and usually
Yeah.
the more active guy seems to win. You know what I mean? And as you said, they're both gonna be well supported. They both like it's basically fighting at home.
Yes.
These city
Yes.
guys, they obviously doing their voodoo stuff, bruh. As saw a clip of these guys doing some voodoo. Maybe they got that from Alex Pereira.
What voodoo?
So I don't know. We will see.
What are
But I
you?
think
What are you
yeah,
referring to?
they were getting like a prayer from like I don't know if it was Samoan dudes
Mm, mm, mm.
from like these tribal guys.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
Shamayan. The Shamayan magic.
exactly. The Shambayan magic. Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think if anything, he's gonna go out on his shield. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a tough fight for Usyk either way. So if he puts Kai Carter front away, he makes a very strong argument to fight for the title again.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm
Interesting.
also leaning towards Usyk just to be the more sharper, better fighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm also leaning towards it. I mean, look, Kai Kara France he's got the knockout power. You know, he's got 11 wins by KO, and 12 of them are in the first round. So he does look to establish the pressure, get the pace going, and know that boxing combinations. I would like to see him bring more to the game, a little bit more wrestling exchanges, a little bit more kicks, and not just rely on the heavy hands. Because Steve Usyk, you can know he's going to establish his length and dominance and size with that longer reach, especially with the deep kicks up the middle. And I don't think Steve is afraid of any grappling exchanges. So that's just going to add a different level. And for that reason, I think he's a slight favorite there. But one
Mhm.
punch away, maybe one punch away. Although Pantoja
yeah,
did
always.
Pantoja did clip Steve a few times, and Steve didn't get dropped at all in that fight. Which is, I think he got dropped in the first or second round. But after that, he was taking Pantoja strike. So let me actually
I
take that
think I
back.
think I think Cara
Yeah,
France got a bit more power than
Pantoja.
Pantoja. So I think if he gets caught, it's
Woo!
gonna be might be a different situation.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Look, we're all three going Steve Usyk here. I think you, Jade and AD, you guys are going with decisions, right? I think I'm gonna go Steve Usyk submission.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I think he gets a sub, and because Kai is not famous for what's the word I'm looking for? From staying out of danger, man. He gets clipped or he gets taken down, and I've seen him I seen him get caught, especially when I watched him in the Ultimate Fighter. I was like, he puts himself in danger a few times, more often than he would like to. But hopefully, that time off is giving him a chance to obviously work out all that kinks. But he's going up against someone that is very, very hungry. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about that co-main event. It's going to be an absolute banger. We keep it moving, guys. The time is now. Let me bring this up here. It is the main event, and we've got our boy Dricus Du
Dricus.
Plessis taking on Isa
Dricus
Adesanya for the
fucking Du
middleweight
Plessis.
title. Here we go, boys. There's a lot that we can obviously build up, but everyone knows these guys. Izzy, obviously a lap the division, elite kickboxer, one of the most biggest names in the UFC. But he is going up against our guy, Dricus Du Plessis, the champion in the UFC. Absolute dog. Every fight that this guy's been in, he's been absolutely finishing everybody. I think he only has one decision on 2 decisions on his record. Everything else was finishes. It's a long time coming. It's a long time coming. Now we're here. What can we say, AD? Take us through it. I'm sure you leaning towards Dricus here for sure. But I mean, I don't think the fight's going to be as easy as we would like it to be. I don't think it's going to be that easy. What do you think? Before I go into it.
But I think, firstly, let's just take a moment to kind of appreciate how mad this is, right? A South African fighter fighting as the champion against
Yes.
arguably the best middleweight ever. I mean, behind
Yeah.
Anderson Silva maybe, but
Yes.
one of the
Yeah.
best, right? It's
Yeah.
fucking mental, bruh. The
Absolutely.
only South African fighter in the UFC ever is the fucking champion, bruh, and he's fighting
Mm.
away. So it's just, I think
That's
we need to
nuts. It's
appreciate
absolutely nuts.
the occasion. It's fucking mental.
Yeah.
And yeah, can't say enough good things about Dricus and what he's done for this country. But yeah, that's that's another
Let's
matter.
go.
But yeah, obviously going to go with Dricus here. I do think that he's stylistically a nightmare for Israel. He can stand with him on the feet. I don't think he's the better striker, but he's not going to be a pushover on the feet. Definitely going to look for him to wrestle, grapple, put a pressure on Izzy. And yeah, just make it as dirty as possible. Get in his face, take him down, beat on him. And as you can see by my title there, bruh, Dricus by TKO in the 4th.
Nice. Yes. Yes. That's the buzz right there. You know what? Before I take it to Jeddah, interesting statistic to add to that whole striking conversation, right? On an average, significant strikes landed per 15 per minute in the Octagon so far. Dricus is at 6.49 strikes, whereas Easy's at 3.93. The Dricus is a lot more active. Although Easy is the sniper and he's the more accurate guy. As I say, he does have higher striking accuracy, but he's thrown a lot less. And I wonder if Dricus will give him any time to actually size up those strikes. Jedi, what do you think?
Where everybody knows Easy, bruh. So everybody's leaning towards Easy. Everybody thinks he's going to be like too sharp for Dricus, too fast. And he's gonna stay on the outside and like pick him apart and whatever. And that's what the fight is gonna be, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people who obviously saw what Strickland did to Izzy, the way him go backwards, and it was difficult for him to kick and whatever he could. Like he was forced almost to fight in a boxing stance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you look at how Dricus shut down Strickland's pressure, because Strickland out pressure everyone. The only people he didn't was, I guess, Alex Pereira knocked him out.
Yeah.
But and then Dricus obviously to shut him down. So I feel like with that heavy pressure and the size of Dricus and the way he fights, also the pace that he fights at, I think it's going to be a difficult thing for Izzy to deal with, especially because he's going to have to pick his moments, you know what I mean, as to when he attacks and things like that. Because Dricus is obviously going to be the guy coming forward. And that can sometimes play into Izzy's favor. As we saw in the past with like a lot of with everybody who tried to like pressure him high, they get dropped. You know what I mean? Only Strickland was like the best at it, because Strickland's more of a boxer than somebody
Yeah.
who's going to grapple him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Strickland's more like trying to get him into a position where they're going to fight. And I feel like Dricus is too smart for staying in Easy's range and getting picked
Mm.
apart and kicked in. You know what I mean? I don't think that's
Yes.
going to happen. I think, I think it's going to be a wild, quick fight. I don't think it's going to decision.
Mhm.
Hopefully not.
I, I got the feeling
Okay.
too, Jay, that,
It's
that it might be
endless.
a quick fight. Yeah, I wanted to go at least to the championship rounds. Maybe the fourth can end in the fourth or the fifth. But something about it makes me feel like both Rutgers might make it the kind of fight where Easy can't go the 5 rounds and do what you were saying, and
Mm,
take the pace whether he's going backwards or forwards and looking to counter. The one thing that I like that Rutgers has, which could be the advantage in this fight, which is that the way he's able to mix up striking and grappling, and then also
mm,
the stance changing. The stance changing is quite significant of Dricus, and it's almost seamless. I think that might play
mm.
play an effect because if there's no front kick or front leg for Dricus to sort of for Easy to sort of chop down at, which we know is the basis of Easy striking. He starts there first.
Yeah.
If he has no front leg to chop down, I think he might have a difficult time because when he was trying to chop down Strickland's front leg, Strickland just checked every single kick and took away Easy's
Mm,
number one basic start to his combos. Now you can't kick. You have to box, as you say, Jada. You had to box, and that's where you lost. I think Dricus can switch it
yeah.
up. I think Dricus' pace is a lot pacier than what people actually think. That a lot of people think he's slower,
Bro,
but
that
he really
guy,
isn't. He's really not
that
that
guy,
slow. He's
bro, he's not the fastest, but he fights at a pace that shuts it down, bro. It doesn't matter
yes,
how fast
yes,
you are. This dude's gonna smother you, bro. He's
yeah,
gonna smother
yeah,
you, and that's why his fights always look so ugly, and it looks like he's
ugly.
tired, and it looks like the fights are dirty, and like you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
because this guy is overwhelming you, bro. He's making it so that you
Mm,
can't really get anything to set up or like lead him into a position so that you can do
mhm.
a combo or like he's just
Yes,
always going forward, bro. It's a very
yeah.
difficult guy to deal with.
Tough fight for Easy. Well, at least tough blueprint that he's going up against. I think I do feel Dricus has just got a little bit more of the like we talk about the MMA game as a whole. I think Dricus has got a little bit
Mm,
more tools there to get himself the victory. And also another thing that we
yeah.
should point out is that the wrestlers that did struggle against Easy in the past, why they battled to get him down. Um, excuse me, is because Israel's takedown defense in the UFC is at 78%, which means he defended a lot more takedowns than he has been
Mm.
taken down. And
But also
that's
in the
because when he
past,
has
the
been
guys
threatened to be
didn't
taken
know.
down,
Yeah.
eh?
But also in the
No, I was
in the
just gonna.
beginning, I feel like the guys didn't know how to take him down, and I feel like Jan Blaovic exposed him obviously to like
Expose
do a
it.
1-2 and take him
Yes,
down. You know what I mean?
and
It's how
also
you
what
take him
Jan
down.
did correct. What Jan did correctly was he didn't necessarily grapple with Easy when they were facing the cage. When Easy was in that half a
Yeah.
meter from the cage, he's grappled with Easy in the middle of the octagon, and that's what made it difficult for Easy to get up.
Exactly.
Easy
Exactly.
always defends the takedown when he's got back to the cage because he does it fantastically. He's almost the best at doing
Mm.
that. I don't think
But
Dricus
we'll
is
see
is
against
gonna let that
Dricus,
happen.
but
Dricus will take him down
Glass
in the middle of the
Power is
octagon.
gonna beast through that.
But I don't want to make it completely a biased thing because it does feel like we are being a little bit, ultimately are biased. We have to highlight some of the attributes that Easy can potentially do and catch Dricus because he is faster.
Bro,
He's
he's
accurate
just
with his
gonna go
striking.
sideways the whole time. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna stand a meter away from the cage and he's gonna go sideways every time.
Yeah,
And if Dricus is clever, they
yeah.
force him to keep going right, obviously, so that he doesn't kick with the right
Mhm,
leg. That's the key.
mhm.
If he's gonna kick, he's gonna kick with the left leg, which
Yeah,
he doesn't do often.
it doesn't do
So
often. Yeah. Yo, so we're all in it. Dricus this weekend, boys. AD, as a betting man, and from an unbiased opinion, give us your thoughts here for the bookies.
so wait, who's the favorite here? Is he?
This is the favorite, yeah.
So
Uh, uh,
on the UFC website it says is the favorite, but on the site I'm on,
Let me see.
Dricus is
um,
what?
is the favorite. Excuse me.
Yeah, but how much is Dricus price for?
So at
Is
the
it
moment,
is
they're actually both priced at 1.91. So it's
1.9.
put it on
yeah,
the screen there, Aiden?
even.
Pardon me.
Just give me a
Yo,
second.
maybe we
Yeah.
must do something here.
So the one, like I said,
Dude,
so
dude.
Jada, maybe you can give us your input here. You just need to bring that up, please, Ross.
Sure.
Um,
Oh,
this Rosenstrike to Ivasa fight, I'm a bit
yeah.
skeptical to bet on.
Mm.
So I just want to get your thoughts there, Jada, before we wrap up, please.
Yeah. The two heavyweights.
Yo, you
How do you
betting
feel?
on that Asian guy on that Chinese
Lee?
thing?
Lee,
Hmm.
Chi Liang.
I'm betting on Pratis here as the
On the
favorite.
Brazilian guy, yeah, to win.
You
Yeah.
betting on
Brazil.
Pratis. Okay.
Brazil, bruh.
Brazil. Chama.
Oh, I
Sure.
see. So the top guy is the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So who do you think
Yo,
between the heavyweights there,
Pratis.
Jed?
It's tough,
Because
bro, because
Eddie's
I
not
like
sure.
to but
We all like to
we both said that. Yeah, same thing. But
Tuivasa is like a businessman now. You know what I mean? He's making more money with his businesses than fighting.
man's got a
So he like
got a
doesn't
thick
have to
plan.
fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
gotta make a call here, Jedi.
You don't know how serious he's taking this training and everything like that. Obviously, I know it's in his home country, so he's obviously gonna come with the chaos to win.
Mm.
And to be honest with you, I haven't seen anything from Rosenstruck since the Ngannou fight that's really impressed me.
He won his
Like
last
he
fight.
has
It was early in the year.
against who?
Let's just double check again.
And Tuivasa lost recently against. Who did he lose?
Tuivasa's been on a slide, bro.
He's 4-5 losing streak
Yeah.
for Tuivasa.
Exactly.
Biggie Boy won his last fight March 2nd, 2024 against Gaziev. TKO fourth round.
Fourth round.
There you go.
Fourth round, yeah.
And Tuivasa lost against somebody that
Everyone.
boxes.
He lost his last 4 fights. He lost Kilgan, Pavlovich, Volkov.
Yeah, but when was it, man? How long ago? That was long ago.
Was that last year?
Bro, the thing with heavyweights is
He lost March 17th, 2024 against Marcin Tybura.
So it
okay,
was
that's
this
not so
year.
long ago. It's
And then
like
he
the same
lost.
month.
They fought in the same month. They both fought in March.
Okay. Bro, I'm gonna go. I would go with Tuivasa.
Oh, there you
I
go,
would-
AD.
Just because.
I'm not mad at that, bro. It's more value. It does
Just
kind of add a
because
nice bit of spice to the bet.
Rosenstruck, he's chinny,
Uh-huh.
man.
He's chinny.
He's chinny.
He has been finished many times, but so has Tuivasa recently, bro.
Yeah.
But
But
that's against the top
Tuivasa's
5.
not like somebody you punch on the chin and he falls over. Tuivasa's a guy you got to put away. You know.
Yeah, you
true
really have
that,
to hit
true
him
that.
like
Yeah,
3
if it
times.
comes down to the two of them in the pocket, Tuivasa's gonna
Tuivasa.
knock him out. Yeah,
Gonna knock exactly, bro. Rosenstruck's gonna have to fight from the outside to beat Tuivasa.
exactly. That's what Ross was saying earlier. But I was saying also a lot of Rosenstrike's finishes comes when he catches Oaks coming in, man.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
definitely going to try and do, and that's the kind of thing that's making me hesitate a little bit here.
Yeah, and the thing with heavyweights is, bro, it just takes 2-3 punches to
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah,
to sleep.
exactly. So what do you say, Jedi?
So what's your final decision?
Make a call. Go with Ty.
Tuivasa first round
There you
KO.
go, AD. There you
Okay,
go,
it's
AD.
locked in.
It's locked in. There we go.
It's
Okay, all
locked
the
in. So
bets are
that's
locked in.
a
Take us
parlay
through. Take us through the
of
parlay.
14.29
Yo, nice odds.
total odds. Yeah,
That's nice
and
And you
odds.
only
that's
play for R5.
yeah. So, no, I'm saying
Yo.
if you play a 5 rand, but obviously
Yeah,
I'm not going to
you're gonna
disclose
play more. Yeah.
on
He's gonna bet a couple of grand here tonight. He's gonna bet about 10 grand this weekend.
So yeah,
Because he's
that's
gonna make a
Prates,
millionaire.
Gamrot, Ursik, Du Plessis, Tuivasa.
Sounds
All right,
good to me, bro.
let's see if it comes right.
If this hits, I'm buying everybody groceries next week, bro.
Why?
I'm gonna clip that, bro.
Dude, I
That
don't
is a
know.
clip, man.
Prates, I've never watched Carlos Prates, so good
He's
luck
good.
there. Because
He's
Lee
good.
Junglung is a scrapper, bro. That dude's scrap.
I know, yeah. I just think he's gonna be too slow coming back,
Mm,
Okay.
and Pratt is
mm,
just gas, bro. So
yeah,
Uh,
he's
I
fast.
think he's gonna
Yeah,
be too much. Yeah.
uber
okay,
pace.
Kwa.
Okay,
Kwa,
boys, that is our
I,
predictions. Let's hope it comes through.
we'll speak after the recording is done.
Yeah, let's hope. Yeah, okay, we'll have that chat now. But that is our time, ladies and
That's on
gentlemen.
the
Thank you
Patreon, guys.
for watching.
Don't forget to sign up to the Patreon.
That's
You
it.
can
That
hear the
What's that?
exclusive betting content.
oh, for that exclusive. Here we go. Keep a lookout for that. But okay, that is our time. Jedi 80, thank you so much. Let's keep our faith with Dricus this weekend. That is UFC 305 from Australia live at Sunday 18th of August at 4 a.m. South
So wait,
African time. Dricus Du Plessis takes
so
on
what time is this fight's gonna start? Is it starting at Australian
4 a.m.
Normal
time or
time, guys. It's the normal time.
Normal
American
time.
time?
It's like always most
Usually.
customized for the American
Oh,
audience.
yeah.
Or like, you know,
So it's
adjusted.
gonna be Saturday, like freaking. It's gonna be Sunday morning,
Sunday morning, yeah.
evening.
It's the normal time, bro. Like
Normal
full
time, yeah.
main
You
card.
say
I mean,
normal.
in Perth, man, it's gonna be a weird
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it might be
It's
a
gonna be
weird
the
time.
middle of the day. Yeah, it's gonna be like the afternoon, like
Yes.
lunchtime, I think. Yeah.
That makes a big difference for, as we saw, for like what
For
time the
Leon.
Oaks fight.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Okay.
Hopefully
Well,
we'll
we
see
will
some
be
good
there.
performances.
hopefully Dricus has been training in the afternoon.
I
I'm
think
sure
he's
he
gonna be
has,
ready
bro.
for this, guys, man. He's gonna
Brad
choke easy
trains
out.
morning, noon, and night.
But anyway, let's do it, boys. Let's do it. That is our time.
The UFC
On that note, don't
Springbok.
forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. The UFC Springbok is going to bring a title home this weekend. On that note, stay safe, stay blessed, and like I said, we will catch you on the recap come next week.
Come on,
Shama.
Dricus. Come on, Dricus. Bring it home.